Ever wondered what happened to the muscles from Brussels? The guy who could do the splits between two chairs and roundhouse kick a villain into next week? Jean-Claude Van Damme was a box office powerhouse in the 90s. But then, silence. Did he disappear into the mountains to train with monks? Did Hollywood blacklist him? Get ready for the truth, because we're about to reveal the untold truth of what happened to Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme's journey to Hollywood stardom is a story of dedication, athletic prowess, and a touch of showmanship. Born Jean-Claude Camille Francois van Varenberg, the Belgian native began his martial arts training at a young age, honing his skills in karate, kickboxing, and Muay Thai. This relentless pursuit of physical excellence earned him the nickname the Muscles from Brussels. Van Damme's sights were set beyond the competition ring. He dreamt of conquering the silver screen. With unwavering determination, he moved to Los Angeles in the 1980s, facing numerous rejections and working odd jobs to make ends meet. His big break came in the form of a small but pivotal role as a villain in the 1988 film No Retreat, No Surrender. This brief appearance caught the attention of Hollywood producers, who saw in Van Damme the potential to become the next big action star. The late 80s and early 90s witnessed Van Damme's meteoric rise. Action flicks like Bloodsport, Kickboxer, and Hard Target showcased his impressive martial arts skills and charisma. He captivated audiences with his high-kicking action sequences and signature split poses. By the early 1990s, Jean-Claude Van Damme had become a household name, a true Hollywood A-lister, and a global action icon. The cracks begin to show. The late 1990s marked a turning point in Jean-Claude Van Damme's career. After a string of highly successful action films like Universal Soldier and Time Cop, his box office dominance began to wane. Some critics pointed to formulaic plots and predictable action sequences in his later movies. Others argued that the action genre itself was undergoing a shift, with audiences gravitating towards more complex narratives and a grittier visual style. Van Damme's attempts to diversify his filmography with films like Quest for Fire and Double Impact met with mixed reception. While he showcased his acting range, these movies failed to capture the same level of excitement as his earlier action extravaganzas. The financial underperformance of these films, coupled with the changing landscape of the action genre, created a sense that Van Damme's era of Hollywood superstardom might be coming to an end. A lifeline or a career killer, the big-budget Hollywood action films that propelled him to fame began to underperform. Was this a sign of diminishing audience interest or a shift in the action genre itself? Whatever the reason, Van Damme found himself increasingly in the realm of direct-to-video (DTV) releases. This shift was met with mixed reactions. For some, it was a clear sign of a fading star. DTV films typically have lower budgets, less experienced crews, and limited theatrical releases. However, for others, it offered Van Damme a chance to explore a wider variety of roles and stories. Freed from the constraints of major studios, he could experiment with darker narratives and showcase his acting chops beyond just delivering action sequences. The DTV market also proved surprisingly lucrative, particularly overseas. Van Damme's charisma and martial arts prowess remained a major draw for audiences outside of Hollywood. While his A-list status in the US might have waned, he continued to be a box office powerhouse in many international markets. The DTV era became a defining chapter in Van Damme's career. Whether it was a fall from grace or a strategic shift, it undeniably shaped his trajectory as an action star. The rocky road of personal struggles. Jean-Claude Van Damme's journey wasn't all high kicks and winning splits. Behind the scenes, the action star grappled with a very real struggle: addiction. His well-documented battle with cocaine began in the early 90s, escalating to a point where it impacted his work and personal life. Reportedly, his habit reached a peak of $10,000 a week, straining relationships and hindering his performance. This period coincided with a downturn in his box office success, fueling a vicious cycle. However, Van Damme wouldn't succumb to his demons. He sought help, entering rehab multiple times throughout the decade. This fight for sobriety wasn't always smooth, but his perseverance paid off. Van Damme has spoken openly about his struggles, offering a message of hope and inspiration to others battling addiction. His journey serves as a reminder that even the biggest stars face personal demons, and that recovery is possible with dedication and support. A return to his roots. While Hollywood's spotlight may have dimmed somewhat, Jean-Claude Van Damme found solace and a renewed sense of purpose through a return to his martial arts roots. Training wasn't just about maintaining physical fitness, it became a form of meditation and self-discovery. The discipline and focus required in martial arts offered an outlet for the challenges he faced in his personal life. This return wasn't simply revisiting old moves. Van Damme explored new styles and philosophies within the martial arts world. He embraced the holistic aspects of martial arts, incorporating practices like mindfulness and breathing techniques alongside physical training. This holistic approach likely contributed to his personal growth and well-being. Through this renewed dedication, Van Damme rediscovered the passion that fueled his early career. The martial arts weren't just a path to physical prowess anymore, but a source of inner strength and a lifelong journey of self-improvement. This newfound perspective would undoubtedly influence his future endeavors, both on and off-screen. Van Damme's undeniable stardom overseas. Jean-Claude Van Damme's career might not have consistently hit the Hollywood bullseye, but his global fame remains undeniable. His films, often featuring simple narratives overshadowed by explosive action sequences, transcended language barriers. Dubbed and distributed in countless countries, Van Damme became a recognizable figure across the world. This international appeal stemmed from several factors. First, martial arts hold a universal fascination, and Van Damme's impressive skills resonated with audiences regardless of their native tongue. Second, the clear good versus evil themes often present in his movies provided a straightforward narrative that translated easily. Finally, Van Damme's charisma and physical presence, even without spoken dialogue, projected a strong screen persona that connected with international fans. This enduring popularity has manifested in various ways. Van Damme remains a highly sought-after actor in many parts of the world, particularly in Asia and Eastern Europe. Additionally, his classic films continue to be enjoyed and even rediscovered by new audiences globally. Jean-Claude Van Damme may not be a constant presence in American blockbusters, but his status as a global action icon remains firmly cemented. The business of showbiz. The entertainment industry is a fickle beast. Careers can skyrocket to unimaginable heights only to plummet just as quickly. In Jean-Claude Van Damme's case, his vanishing act from the A-list can be attributed, at least partially, to the very nature of Hollywood. Studios chase trends, audiences develop new tastes, and action heroes, while undeniably popular, can have a shorter shelf life than other genres. Van Damme's brand of martial arts action may not have resonated with evolving preferences, leaving him to adapt to a changing landscape. This isn't to say that A-list absence signifies a lack of success. Many actors find themselves transitioning between big-budget productions and independent films throughout their careers. It's a natural ebb and flow that allows actors to explore different creative avenues and potentially find cult followings or critical acclaim outside the mainstream spotlight. For Van Damme, the direct-to-video market provided a steady stream of work and a chance to connect with a dedicated fan base, even if it wasn't the same level of exposure he once commanded. The legacy of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme's career trajectory may not resemble the typical Hollywood A-lister's path. He wasn't the ever-present leading man, but rather a trendsetter who carved his niche. His influence goes beyond box office numbers. Van Damme brought martial arts to the forefront of mainstream action cinema, inspiring a generation of fight fans and aspiring actors. Even during his direct-to-video phase, he remained a cult hero, particularly in international markets. Van Damme's legacy transcends the action genre. He's become a pop culture icon, referenced in memes, music videos, and even video games. His splits are legendary, and his charisma is undeniable. Despite facing personal and professional challenges, he persevered. His story resonates with those who have overcome adversity, proving that reinvention and resilience can keep you relevant in the ever-changing entertainment industry. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join the notification squad so you never miss out on future uploads.